Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Kansas Speedway for tonight's Lonestar Racing Toys for Tots charity race. We're doing a simulcast tonight. You've got myself, Steve Singer, here with HBR, Holler Boys Racing TV, and on the other side of the network, you're looking for PTM Racing. So you've got two options tonight. Use one, use the other, use them both. I don't care what you do as long as you're here tuned in for tonight's great event. We expect 43 cars here tonight. I think we're at 39 right now. Practice is just wrapping up. I think they're working on a driver's meeting right now because it looks like all the cars are on the pit lane at this time. Taking a look at top times so far, the 72 of Ryan Kuhn at 30.33. Taking a look at the race info for this evening. Again, Kansas Speedway, Kansas City, Kansas, 150 laps on this mile-and-a-half D-shaped oval. Tonight we are running the NASCAR Gen 6 Cup car, which is, well, really exciting on my stance, my point of view. I'm not a big fan of the next gen car. I know some guys are running them in their leagues already. I know we're going to switch over to that next year. But there's just something about these Gen 6 NASCAR Cup cars that tickle my fancy, if you know what I'm saying. Again, let's go through it. Times in practice, the 72 of Ryan Kuhn at 30.33. Brandon Minnick just over a tenth off of that time. .46 for Brandon. The 00 of James Ray was a 30.47. Real close to Minnick. 78 of Ledbetter, a 54. 34 of Bill Miller was a 58. Some pretty tight times here in the top 10. Fastest on the board, a 30.33. 10th is a 30.7. So we're looking maybe 3.5 tenths of a second from first to 10th, at least in practice. I know these guys are going to pick up some draft here at this track. Running pretty quick times. Top speeds are 190 mile an hour. Not going to be strange to see that here tonight. Looks like we've got a couple of guys in that range. The speed traps, 189, 190, 185, 190 again, 188. So they're moving. They're definitely getting it done here at Kansas Speedway. About 5 minutes officially left in the practice session here tonight. Not sure if they're going to make it back out onto the track, but while we wait for things to get rolling, there are a boatload of very, very important people and sponsors involved in tonight's event. We'll go down the line. First and foremost, we've got Turpin and Associates Insurance Agency. If they are available in your area, please give them a call. Pressure Works for all your pressure washing needs. Again, this is some of it is local. It is not national, but if you're in need of Pressure Works or pressure washing services in the 662 area, just dial 662-705-3606. Nueve Designs. Graphic design specialists. Certainly paint up your iRacing paint schemes if you'd so choose. Merciless Pros. And also LSR Gaming X. Check them out on Twitch. LSR also the league putting on tonight's race. And the Joe Six-Pack podcast for the rest of us. Tune into the podcast, Joe Six-Pack, for all things iRacing. And last but not least, we've got a sponsor of our own, Whiplash Media, for providing custom cameras here tonight at Kansas Speedway. We've got more cameras than in some cases I even know what to do with, from in-car cameras, onboard cameras, tower cams, all kinds of different things. You think it's a Super Bowl here, but you'll get a chance to see those tonight in the broadcast and a little bit here in the remaining of tonight's practice. There's another sponsor I feel like that I am missing. Oh, that's one. Silver Duck 1212 TTV. They are a huge sponsor for tonight's event. So you will see that sponsor up on your screen for the majority of tonight's event. A big special thank you to them for helping us get this put on tonight. Great charity event. Toys for Tots. Can't ever go wrong there. Holiday season is upon us, but that said, so is tonight's race. See Brandon Minnick in the number 32 / number 5. Typically you'll see Brandon run that 5X, I believe. Not a league session here tonight, so you're not going to see the traditional numbers showing up in the feed as far as the overlays are concerned. So don't be too confused, but typically, yes, Brandon Minnick in that 5X is what you are typically going to see if you follow any of the broadcasts of their league. So don't be alarmed when it says 32 on the graphic and 5 on the car. That's going to be somewhat normal. You don't get to change the numbers in a standard hosted session. Ryan Kuhn in the 72, again, top on the board. Number matches up there. Got Dustin Price in that number 24 Toyota Camry. Got Daniel Worthington in the 13, or the 113 painted on the side, Worthington Motorsports. Oh, we got trouble here in practice. Some guys getting aggressive. Daniel Worthington involved. Thank goodness for fast repairs. I think they do have one, maybe two fast repairs to their disposal this evening. Taking a peek at it here, the flyer. Yep, one fast repair. Again, when you're in practice, it doesn't matter how many. You've got unlimited uses for the fast repair. Got Michael Fahey in the number 19. Numbers match there. Active duty airman driving for Life Aid Beverage and Built Protein. Mike Fahey out of Ilion, New York. Just a short jaunt down the New York State Thruway for me. Good looking car. Something to keep in mind for tonight's race as well. These guys have 3 sets of tires over the wall at their disposal tonight. So they've got 3 sets that they can change between now and lap 150, 150 being the final lap. Tire strategy going to have to work into things tonight. Brandon Minnick wasting no time whatsoever to hit the track. Qualifying underway here for the Toys for Tots charity race from Kansas Speedway. Lap 1 for Brandon Minnick, a 30.912. Not the quickest of laps, a 30.7 at the top of the board right now. Remember, Minnick was second fast in practice. Let's see if lap 2 is any quicker. Lap 2 for Brandon Minnick, a 30.58 will put him on the provisional pole just ahead of Keaton Burnett. Chris Watkins on track, the number 21. That's a cool paint. Got some of the minions on there. Lap 1, a 30.974 for Chris Watkins. Taking a look now, Jesse Hoke in the 18 or the 36. Looks like an 18-1. Jesse out of Jefferson, Georgia in the RKM setup shop. Chevy Camaro. Lap 1 for Jesse, a 30.91, not the quickest. See if he can improve here on lap 2. Jesse puts it P5, a 30.58. Real tight times up at the front of the field here. Second ran a 52. Ray also ran a 52. Mike Fahey a 53. Then we got two more identical times with Hoek and Minnick. Right now, Bo Ledbetter on pole. Justin Johnson now out on the track. Justin was the car show winner for best paint scheme here this evening. Justin in that number 10 out of Odessa, Texas. Roman numeral X on the side of that machine. Very creative. Good looking paint scheme. Let's see what Justin Johnson can clock in on his qualifying run. Lap 1, 31.41. Awful slow for a first lap. We've seen high 30s, but that's almost mid 31s. Let's see if second lap around is going to be any better for Johnson. Lap 2 for Justin Johnson in the books. It is quicker, not real quick, but a 30.82. Not sure if these guys are running fixed setups. I think they are, but driving style will come into play. This might be a long run race for Justin. This might work out in the long run for him, but it'll put him 21st on the grid. Looks like Emily Urias taking to the track for her qualifying attempt. Not sure if we've got a full 5 minutes or 10 minutes involved here. She has exited the pit lane, but nope, that's going to do it. We'll go to our official results of qualifying. On pole is going to be Ryan Kuhn. He was quickest in practice. Net number 72 with 30.44. Lightning fast around Kansas Speedway. Outside pole, Bo Ledbetter. And the number 78. Second row, Jonathan Adkins in the 17. Ryan Kuhn Motorsports. Chris Watkins will start fourth. James Ray with Esports will start fifth. Sixth will be the number 19 machine of Michael Fahey. Michael's got some family watching tonight. Mom and Dad, Chris and Rob, and brother Josh Appley watching tonight's broadcast out in Ilion, New York. Jesse Hoek starts seventh. Eighth is Bill Miller. Ninth is Brandon Minnick in the 32/5X. Keep your eyes open for that. 10th is Keaton Burnett. 11th will be Chris Davis. 12th, Tristan Sykes. 13th, Craig Lewis. 14th is Travis Beertzer. Gonna butcher some of these tonight. 15th is Sean Roberts. 16th, Kevin Blue. 17th, another familiar name, Chris Goins out of the Carolinas. 18th, Carlos Ramos. Merciless Professional. I don't get the rest of it. But 19th will be Tanner Vanden Heuvel. Of course, I get that one right. 20th, Wes Wiegand. 21st, Stephen Cooper. 22nd is Justin Johnson. 23rd is going to be Daniel Worthington out of Pennsylvania. 24th, Charlie McCarty, running on empty motorsports in the 8. Tanner Vanden Heuvel, my family's watching too in Ontario, Canada. Awesome. Appreciate the views. 25th, Russell Worth. 26th, Drew Prohl. 27th is Adam Flieger. 28th, Dustin Price. 29th is Chris Elliott. I got rid of it too soon. 30th, Dakota Shepard. 31st, Dean Metzler. There, we'll get it back up this way. Big field here tonight. 31st, Dean Metzler. 32nd, Jason Harrison. 33rd, Jesse Reddington. 34th, not a lot of Jessies. Jason, Jesse Horath. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Dave Lepresti out of Michigan. 35th, Keenan Cooper out of Texas. He's 36th. 37th goes to John Timms. 38th, Emily Arias. 39th, Britt Osborne. Alan Slate is 40th. Last but not least, 40-car field here this evening at Kansas Speedway. This Toys for Tots charity. Stacy Hansen saying hello. How you doing, Stacy? Pace cars in the pit lane. We're going green this time by.
Green flag.
Ryan Kuhn out to the early lead. Off turn number 2. Field all lined up behind him. Oh, and we've got trouble already. Yellow is out. Didn't catch who it was. Maybe Bo Ledbetter. Bo was on the outside front row to start this race. Let's take a look. '78 gets contact in the left rear from the 00 of James Ray. Sends the 78 up the track in front of the field. Gets collected by a few cars. The 37, the 7. I think Mike Fahey might have had a piece of that as well. Not sure if the 78's going to make it back to pit lane to even use that fast repair. He's going to have to give it a shot. Tough way to start off the evening for the 78 of Bo Ledbetter. You're watching it the second time on my other screen here. The 19 of Fahey did get collected ever so slightly into the 78 on that incident. So have to take a look at the 19 of Fahey. He is in the pit lane this time. Repairs made to that machine. Not sure if he went all out burning the fast repair. He spent 15 seconds on the pit lane, so maybe he just fixed it proper. Car looks pretty clean. We're going to have to see later on. Fingers crossed we won't have to if he still has that fast repair remaining. We'll find out post-race. James Ray in that 00 machine from Phelan, Nevada. Did not look intentional from my perspective. It almost looked like the 78 tried to come down to a block, but the 00 was there. I could be wrong. I have been before, but that's how I see it from the booth. Now, typically, I've got another guy up in the booth here with me, so tonight it's just me calling this race. We donated this broadcast tonight to help out for Toys for Tots. So what we usually do when I've got a guy in the booth is we make our picks as to who we think is going to win the race. Now, over the course of a season, we keep track who does what, who has the best average finish, and at the end of the season, we have a broadcaster's champion. But I don't have anybody else to pick, so maybe you guys can join in on the fun as well. But Ryan Kuhn, I know it's an easy pick. He started on pole, but Ryan Kuhn is going to be my pick. I know I'm going out on a limb there, picking the guy that was fastest, but that's who I'm going with. It doesn't mean he's going to win. The fastest guy doesn't always pull it off, but talk to us in the chat, YouTube or Facebook or both. Let us know who your pick is tonight. And I don't want sentimental picks. I want who do you think is going to win tonight? You can tell me both. I want so-and-so, but I think it's going to be this guy. Either way, 5 laps in here. Lonestar Toys for Tots charity race. We're going back green next time by. Ryan Kuhn is going to bring him down. Jonathan Atkins is on his outside in that number 17 machine. Pace car is in. Green flag is in the air. Again, leaders can go at their discretion once the pace car leaves the racing surface. Ryan Kuhn off and running. Good start by the 72. In behind him is, I believe it's Jesse Hoke in the 36/ the 18. Let's look at it here. Yeah, Jesse's in that 18-1 machine. Graphic says 36, but again, custom paints and numbers all here tonight, so it's going to throw us for a bit of a curveball, but we'll get it figured out. Battles for second here between the 18 and the 17. Hoek and Atkins. Atkins has the advantage on the high side. A little bit of momentum through the tri-oval into turn 1, though. Give it to the 18. Drag race down the back straightaway. Jesse Hoke tucked in a little bit behind. Can't quite clear the 17. The 17 might have him cleared. He does in turn 3. We do have another yellow out on the track. Chris Davis, Chris Elliott, Alan Slate possibly all involved here. Let's take a look at it. Silver Duck instant replay. On board with Chris Davis. Chris, it looks like he's in the 7/35. Oh no, 29 car comes up the track. Not sure what happened there. Chris Elliott. We'll back that one up and take another look from his perspective. Back it up a little further here. Oh, big time issues going on way before the yellow came out. The 14, the 29 off turn 4. They collect each other on exit, send both cars down through the grass. Slipping and sliding, trying to gain traction. Unfortunately, back up the track goes the 29 of Chris Elliott. Tries to keep it down on the apron, but momentum just keeping him up, but overcorrects right in front of the field. Yeah, unfortunately, that's big impact for the 7 and the 29. That is a sign of some inexperience on the 29's part. That is a lock it down, hit the brakes situation here early on in the going. Still spinning. Collecting another car, the 76 involved, Alan Slate. Still up front, the 72 of Ryan Kuhn. Lights still atop the pace car. We got a lap and a half before we go back to green. Lights are out atop the pace car, going green the next time by. Also see the 29 of Chris Elliott back out on the track. Can only imagine Chris got a fast repair taking care of that issue there. Chris is down 2 laps at this point from that, likely having to tow to the pits. Either way, pace car hits the pit lane, going green. Kuhn is in the gas, green is in the air. Good restart by Ryan Kuhn. Same can be said for the 18 of Jesse Hoek. Hoke. I'm going to go with Hoke. Anybody watching the stream, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know all these guys, so some of the names are difficult. Jesse Hoke off turn 2 into the second spot. He's gained 5 positions since the drop of the green. top three all under a blanket. Ryan Kuhn, Jesse Hoke, Jonathan Atkins. Pretty tight on one another. James Ray in the fourth position, kind of getting a good look at them as well. 15 laps in, no sense in rushing things right now. I'm sure these guys would love to put those paint schemes out in front and in the wind, but right now, single file back to fifth. As soon as I say back to fifth, it looks like the whole top 10 is in a single file line. And then I say that, fourth place looks out of line, taking a peek to the inside of the 17 of Atkins. James Ray just seeing what he has to work with. 18 real loose through the corner, but keeps it together. Jonathan Atkins really wheeling that thing. James Ray now, that 00, looking to the high side of the 17 of Jonathan Atkins, seeing if he can get things done up top. Down the backstretch, he's got the position. The 17 is cleared. Move James Ray up to the third spot. James looking at second, wants around Hoke. Hoke takes the flat through the tri-oval in the dog leg. James Ray looking low off turn two. Not sure if that was a slip or plan, but oh, side draft in play there. A little bit too far back to work that one, but so far so good. He's making it work into turn three. Move James Ray up to the second spot. Jesse Hoke back to third. Man, Jesse's real loose off turn two there once again. That car was sideways both laps. Jesse battling back, though, to the inside of the 00. Close quarters racing off turn number 4. Another wiggle by the 18. Keeps his foot in it. Good battle here going on for the third spot. Meanwhile, the 17 of Atkins says, you know what? I'm going to move up here and battle with you guys. So second, third, and fourth involved here. Caution. We do have another yellow.
What do you think, bud? You think you're all right out there?
So Russell Worth, Jason Harrison, Kevin Blue. Well, we got a big one. Let's take a look. .54 in the fence. Not sure if it was even related, to be honest. Big trouble here. 8 car upside down. Big mess off turn number 2. See the 54 get in the fence in the back of the frame, but up front, you see, looks like the 8 gets in the fence, the 77 gets turned, the 9 gets collected. Yeah, big trouble off turn 2. These guys are going to be burning up these fast repairs real early on in the race. Right now, the only car in the top 10 that has hit the pit lane at all. Well, nobody, actually. 21st was the Bo Ledbetter, and he pit due to that accident early on. Looking through, it just seems that everybody that managed to hit the pit lane at all is involved in some sort of incident. Under our third caution here at the Lonestar Racing Toys for Tots charity race. 23 laps into this 150 lap event. Anybody got any turkey left? I think I brought home 2 weeks worth of leftovers from my parents' house. Not that I'm complaining. She smoked a whole. I smoked a bird. She cooked a bird in the oven, and there was only like 10 of us. Showing 14 plus viewers here in the chat side. Not hearing from anybody though. Everybody's shy, I guess. That's all right. It's not a requirement. Just glad that you're here. Lights are off atop the iRacing pace car. Ryan Kuhn getting ready for another restart here. And the lights out so far, timing it well. Pace car's off. Ryan Kuhn in the gas.
Green flag.
Green flag a-waving. Decent restart by the 18. A better one by Jonathan Atkins, though, pushing the 18 down the straightaway through the dog leg into one all the way. James Ray in the 00 looking to the outside of Ryan Kuhn. He does get alongside his outside into turn 3. Tucks back in behind Ryan Kuhn. Ryan defends the position on the restart. Top 4 single file, lap 26 of 150. Ryan Kuhn leads. James Ray is second. James Hoke third. Jonathan Atkins is fourth. Fifth is Bill Miller. Battle for the lead settling down just a bit. Let's give a shot, go through the field while we can. Hopefully we get a long enough green flag run to do so. Of course, Ryan Kuhn, pole sitter here tonight, led every lap thus far. Ryan Kuhn in that number 72. James Ray, he's up 3 positions from where he started, running second. Oh, there we go. And we do have a yellow once again, so we'll continue this after the yellow, maybe under the yellow. Looks like Alan Slate has crashed. We'll take a look and see what happened with Alan. See Alan Slate, that number 76 up in the high lane. Just pushes, catches the wall a little bit, and it corrects down right in front of it. Looks like the 49 machine. And again, got to hold the brakes. Slides it back up in front of traffic. Luckily not collected. Jesse's last name's pronounced Hook. Oh, man, I really appreciate that. Awesome. Hook from his dad who's watching. All right. How you doing, Bart? Thanks for joining us. Thanks for checking in, and thanks for helping me out on the last name. Again, a lot of these guys I've never called races that they've been in before, so sometimes can be a challenge if you don't know how it's supposed to be said, so I appreciate it anytime someone can correct it. Smoking Barbecue, I'm not interviewing anybody, so I don't know what sound you're missing. Maybe you're on a different broadcast. I don't know. I mean, you still got the race audio, I would assume, but just make sure that you're on Howler Boys Racing TV or PTM, one or the other. Of course, he's got to have a name like Smokin' R Barbecue. I wish. Pace car's in the pit lane.
Green flag.
Green, green, green. Yeah, Smoking Barbecue. There's two different broadcasts going on right now. Myself and I think PTM is the other broadcast service. So PTM's probably, they're the primary, so they're probably doing a broadcast with an interview with one of the guys in the race. So that's probably what you were seeing. No worries, man. Glad you're tuning in either way. Not a big deal. I am understanding, though, that... Oh, caution's back out again.
Guys, just quickly, just remember.
Keenan Cooper involved in this one. Let's take a look. Keenan Cooper in the number 28 machine. The white car looks like coming down across the nose of the 14. That start-finish sends the 28 hard impact into the safer barrier. Two-car incident at start-finish brings out our fifth caution of the day. So far, a relatively easy afternoon for the 72 of Ryan Kuhn into the evening. Started on pole, continues to lead here tonight. Quite a few cautions so far, 5 cautions, 35 laps. Yeah, guys, now that I look, it looks like we never actually got to go live on the Facebook side of things, so my apologies there. I may have corrected that since we've had this conversation, though, so... Yep, we are up and running on Facebook now. So we missed the first 36 laps, but that's okay. We've got 100 and... I don't know. I suck at math. 100 plus laps left to go. 36 down out of 150. You do the math at home. I don't have a calculator. Was not my strong subject in school growing up. But we are multi-streaming now, Facebook and YouTube. We should have done it from the very beginning, but there's this little button that you're supposed to click. It's called Go Live, and well... The idiot in the booth forgot to do it, and that's me. I'm the idiot. I'm still relatively new at this, guys. I've only been at it a few months. Trying to get my sea legs under me, and once in a while we have a little oops. But either way, thank you everybody for joining us on the YouTube side of things. Really appreciate that. I usually don't have this high of a viewership on the YouTube side, so again, appreciate the viewers. Don't run away. Don't go over to Facebook and shrink that number, but for future reference, like, follow, share, subscribe. Holler Boys Racing TV at YouTube or Facebook.com/Holler Boys Racing TV. That's racing without the G because, well, that's just how we spell it in the holler, right? I say that. I'm from New York State. I get a lot of grief from our teammates, but it's catchy. It works. See Brian Rose commenting in on the chat as well. Brian is, he may not admit it, but Brian's a member of Holler Boys Racing on the actual racing side and occasionally does pop his nose into the broadcast booth. Brian also does a lot of video and social media production for us, does an excellent job at that. And I think he's just started his own new company called Track Bar Media that specializes in just that sort of thing as far as creating video content and maybe even commercials for your small or even large business. Ryan does quite a bit for the HBR TV side without asking for a penny, so we have no problem giving him a shout out here in the stream. .38 laps in of 150. Lights are off on the pace car. Field working down the backstretch. Going to go green this time by. Ryan Kuhn still your leader. Ryan Kuhn led from pole position. So far, led all 38 laps. Lead lap cars have yet to hit pit lane. Really haven't had to. Barring any sort of damage, there's no need. The fuel's probably decent. The tires, I'm sure, are great. Haven't run any real consecutive green flag laps to this point. I will say it's probably difficult for some of these guys to get into a good rhythm, see where the car's at. Short runs maybe, but not on the long run. Ryan Kuhn in the gas. Little wheel spin from the 72. Also out of the 34. He gets away clean anyway. Ryan Kuhn looking in his mirror and seen him go 3 wide off turn number 4. They fixed that in a hurry, but it allows the 72 to put a bit of a gap on second place. 0.3 of a second already to Jesse Hook. Even got the name right this time.
Caution, caution, caution.
And we're under yellow once again. Not sure who is it for. Adam Flieger. Take a look at it here. Adam Flieger in the 14, 3 wide. Looks like the 00 getting caught up in that as well. It's one thing that I've got to say that took me some time to learn as a driver is learning when to hold the brake and when to try and save it. And even now, there's times where I make the same mistake. I don't hold the brake. I think I got the thing saved, and nope, I don't. But yeah, more often than not, if you just hold the brake, everybody else can work around. A little bit of a pace car snafu here, I think, up front. The 72 of Kuhn is our leader. He did pass the pace car, but now has let him back by. A lot of times, depending on when and where the caution comes out, you got to wait for the pace car or catch up to the pace car. Good rule of thumb, just keep your foot in it until you catch it. Well, we're still under yellow. Let's give it another shot here while we're under yellow to kind of go through the field. Put the spotlight on everybody involved here because everybody paid a fee to participate in tonight's race. So we certainly want to give appreciation to all the drivers that showed up this evening. I know some guys that might be already out of the race. Sorry we can't get to you, but we're going to try our darndest. If you're still here, let's give it a shot. So, again, P1, started P1, Ryan Kuhn, number 72, Everett's Auto Parts Machine. Jesse Hook, the number 18-1. In our system, of course, it shows as the number 36. That's okay. RKM Setup Shop, Studio 10. Jonathan Atkins, the number 17, RKM Setup Shop as well, out of Landrum, South Carolina. He's looked pretty strong here since the drop of the green. Bill Miller in that number 34 Toys for Tots Chevy Camaro. That's a good-looking car. Bill's up 4 spots from where he started. 5th is Travis Buertzer. Again, I'm probably saying it wrong, out of West Bend, Wisconsin. It says it's the 22. We're going to go with the 9 and then the small 9. Another Toys for Tots custom paint scheme for that machine. Chris Watkins is in the 6th position. The 21 Toys for Tots paint machine there. That's pretty cool looking too. Got the Minions working there. And of course, Brandon Minnick. Brandon is no slouch, I know, at least on the truck side of things. Doing pretty well here, running top 10, 2 positions up from where he started, that Toys for Tots 5X. Brandon was the runner-up in the Toys for Tots paint car show competition. John Roberts in the number 66, Albertus, Pennsylvania. Mannheim Steamroller Channel, that's on the side of that machine. Tristan Sykes in the number 99, also Lonestar Racing's Toys for Tots. 10th position, Craig Lewis in the FedEx Cares number 11 paint. Got the Denny Hamlin thing working there, that's okay. Good looking paint scheme either way. Running 11th, Keaton Burnett. Looks like another festive paint job there. I'm gonna guess that the 37 is out of Michigan based on the decal below the Cup Series logo. Carlos Ramos, Columbia, South Carolina, Merciless Professional Sports Network, the number 90, another Toys for Tots scheme. Bo Ledbetter started outside pole, had some issues early on, worked his way up to the 14th place. That number 78 Grinch machine. Daniel Worthington sneaking by on the high side. Gonna go green, I think, this time by based on the double file. We're gonna keep going through it, just because I think it's the only way we're gonna get through it, and I want to be fair to everybody. Charlie McCarty in the number 8 machine. 28 hours of Daytona? That's something I want to look at. Wonder what that's all about. West Wiegand in the 88, the Milner something in design, it looks like. Sorry, Wes, not sure what it says. Get a little closer, but Charlie McCarty we talked about. Michael Fahey again, the number 19, out of Ilion, New York. He's an active duty airman. I think he's stationed in Texas right now, but Mike, thanks for your service. Thanks for showing up and running this Toys for Tots race. Looking good out there. Paint looks great. John Timms, number 77, or 23, Toys for Tots paint. Justin Johnson, again, the car show winner in that Roman numeral X as we go back to green. Chris Goins, the 44, another Toys for Tots. Jesse Horath, Toys for Tots again. Britt Osborne. No number on the door of that car. Oh, up top though, 421, all right. Dustin Price to his outside, the 24. Jason Harrison in the number 9, gift wrap Toys for Tots. Dakota Shepard up high. Flex Motorsports, Shepard Motorsports 101. James Ray in the 00, ran up front early on out of Fallon, Nevada. Jason Harrison we just talked about. Russell Worth, the number 77, another Toys for Tots paint. Some damage on that machine. Dave Lopresti in the 28th position, the number 27. Looks like United States Marine Corps on that machine. That's awesome. 29 is Kevin Blue, the 54. 30th, Tanner Vandenheuvel, the number 33 machine. Adam Flieger, the number 14, also a Toys for Tots entry out of Saxonburg, Pennsylvania. Chris Elliott in the 29. Chris involved in an incident earlier on, continues on, running 32nd. Drew Prohl in the, looks like an 8. Maybe a Grinch paint scheme there, or Nightmare Before Christmas. Looks pretty good though. Stephen Cooper in the 7, LNR Racing machine. Jesse Redding in the 721, visit toysfortots.org entry. Dean Meitzler, or Mitzler, another Toys for Tots paint. Alan Slate in the 76 Pressure Works machine, Toys for Tots on the hood. Chris Davis in the 7, another Toys for Tots entry. A lot of Toys for Tots cars, of course. That is tonight's race, the Lonestar Racing Toys for Tots charity event. You've got Keenan Cooper. Unfortunately, he is in the pit lane in that number 28 machine after an incident. Tore up pretty good. And running 40th, also in the pits, the number 8, Emily Urias. Again, I don't know if I'm saying it right. I'm sure I'm not. Running 40th after an early wreck. Back up front, Ryan Kuhn does still lead. 17 of Jonathan Atkins, second place. back just about 3/10. Going back to the third position, you've got Jesse Hook, about 8/10 of a second back. Fourth, you've got the 34 of Bill Miller, about a second back. And then in the fifth spot, we've got the 22 of Travis Beertzer. Looks like we do have a battle for position here with Bill Miller and Jesse Hook. Jesse in the 18. Bill Miller in the 34. One-third of the way through tonight's event, lap 51 of 150. Barring any green-white checker issues later on in the evening. Carson Conway chiming in the Facebook chat. You the man, Steve. I don't know about that, but I'll take the compliment, man. Thank you for checking in. So the 18 has lost the battle so far. For the third position, Bill Miller in that number 34, putting a little bit of a distance, 4/10 back to the 18 machine, or 36 on your scoring tower. Again, to clarify that, some of these guys are running custom paint jobs. They're not sim-stamped numbers that iRacing places on the car. They're done in a Photoshop type application. So you're going to see it how they painted it, not necessarily how iRacing assigned the numbers. So there's why you're going to see some discrepancies. We'll try to keep you abreast on who is who and what numbers are what. But just as the example, the fourth place machine of Jesse Hook painted up 18-1, a little tiny one up top. Sim is calling him the number 34, 36 for that matter. You'll see that on a couple. Brandon Minnick, I think, was the same situation. Brandon's a 32, but he's got the 5X on it. So don't be confused. Try not to be. I'll try to identify everybody the best that I can here. Speaking of Brandon Minnick, he's in a bit of a hornet's nest here coming across start-finish. Picks up a couple of positions, it looks like. He's up to 6th. Ooh, big angle off turn number 2. Little guys, oh boy. Looked like big trouble off turn number 2. Everybody gathered it up. Looked like maybe a car into the safer barrier. Corrected across in front of everybody else, but they get away with it, and maybe they didn't. Yellow flag is out. Chris Goins possibly involved. Let's take a look at it. Chris Goins. Chris Goins, the number 44 machine up in the high lane, white and green. Toys for Tots on the hood. Oh, just gets collected. There was trouble ahead. And then gets turned after the fact. Let's rewind this a little bit, see if I can get an idea who was involved in that first part of it. Looks like it was the 90. Carlos Ramos. All right, let's back that up again. Yeah, we're rewinding. Sometimes you can't just click it and go. You got to find the cars that started it. All right, this will be a decent angle. Coming into turn number 3. We'll slow it down for you. You see the 90 in the middle, the 721 up high. Ooh, Carlos clips the right rear of the 88, almost hooks the 88, but slides up the track into the 721. Kind of hooks himself on that machine, gets into the fence. Tries to save it, spins back down the track. Now the 44 gets clipped by the 8. 37 into the 90 again, and Mike Fahey involved once more time. Does he get through it? Looks like he might have squeaked through there unscathed. Oh, tough break. Did Brandon Minnick get involved in that as well? I can't tell. Nope, just the paint scheme. Looked like he had damage, but no, that's just the artwork on the bumpers of that machine. See, Debbie Rose is chimed in. Debbie Rose, thanks for saying hello. While that was going down in the land of instant replay, we have a new leader, John Timms in the 77, otherwise known as the 23. This is one of those scenarios where the number doesn't match the sim. That's okay. You don't run into this very often on the league side because you can assign the numbers. Everybody pretty much runs the same number every week. Once in a while, there's a little bit of a discrepancy. So what happened with Ryan Kuhn? Well, Ryan Kuhn pit, lap 56. You can hear him shutting the car off. He's already trying to save fuel. Which is okay. It was about time. They did have a halfway decent green flag run there that time by, so that's a plus. Faster guys will slowly work their way to the front. By the end of this race, you're going to see the more experienced drivers towards the front, guys that can save fuel while maintaining a good lap time. Go easy on the tires, don't overheat them. Yeah, I definitely hear the 72 of Kuhn shutting that thing off. Let's see if we can ride on board. Yeah, definitely shutting it down. See, he's either got the clutch in or it's shut off, but either way, he's coasting. Take a listen. Fired back up. You can even see it on the dash. 300 RPM right now. Clutch is pushed in. Lets it out. 3,000 RPM. Pace car is in, going green. Now John Timms, he pit last time, lap 21. He's our new leader. He's up 36 spots from where he qualified. Takes the restart. Now James Ray pit lap 35, so he's running about 14 lap fresher tires, provided he took them. It looks like he may have based on the pit time. James Ray following in the tire tracks of John Timms. See Ryan Kuhn all the way up, already to the third position on brand new Goodyear Racing Eagles. Ryan Kuhn looking to the inside. He's going to pass them both for the lead going into 3. Watch it happen. 72 down low, gets the position on Ray and Timms to the lead. Back goes Ryan Kuhn here at Kansas Speedway. 61 laps on the board, about to be 62. There it is. Ryan Kuhn back to the front. Not only is he back to the front, but he is checking out. 6 car lengths back to second, James Ray. Atkins and Ray running side by side. That's certainly going to slow them both down. Allows Kuhn to gain another 10th on that distance back to second spot.
Caution, caution.
Yellow out again. Let's see what's involved here. Dakota Shepard possibly off track. A few guys, Charlie McCarty and Mike Fahey involved as well. Russell Worth. Let's take a look at it. Let's see what we can see here. Replay already in progress. I hate to call it the big one, but it's not the first one we've had tonight. Let's see if we can go back a little further. Charlie McCarty, let's take a look at his. The 88 already sideways. Wes Wiegand. Let's back that up. Let's back it up a little further. He's losing on his own. Kind of had help, but looked like a little bit of netcode. You could see some daylight between the two cars. Either way, the 88 still gets sideways, crossed up. Justin Johnson gets involved. Hard impact for him. The 99 involved. 88 almost up on his roof. 14 gets into it. Doesn't even touch the brake. And they're still wrecking off turn 4. The 8 involved in something here as well. Man, you still got guys wrecking down low. Now, I know it's slow motion, but still. I mean, the yellow's been out for a whole corner. You still got guys piling in. Unbelievable. It's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. 8th caution, 65 laps in here at the Lonestar Racing Toys for Tots charity race from Kansas Speedway. Ryan Kuhn, to no one's surprise, back out front after his first scheduled pit stop at lap 56. Wasted no time getting that lead back. I think it took about 2 laps. Well, race fans, what do you think of the race so far? Not sure if Jesse Hook is running the apron because he's low on fuel, or if he's going to pit, or if he's maybe just came out of the pits. That is the exit line. No. Jesse pit last lap 56 as well, so not sure what's going on there. Now, I get a lot of mixed responses as far as the overlay is concerned. You see on the left of your screen, I'm running the timing tower that SDK Gaming has that I use for my streaming. There's also a ticker that I can run that goes across the top. At halfway, I'm going to switch to the ticker. So focus on what we've got right now, and then once I switch, let me know what you guys prefer. Some tracks, I prefer the tower. Sometimes I prefer the ticker. Maybe it's just qualifying that I run the tower. But as I said, relatively new at this whole streamer broadcaster business, so trying to get what everybody's input could be. What you guys like out there in the viewing aspect of things, just let us know in the chat. Facebook or YouTube, they're both up and running now. Lord. Told you it was new. All right, lights are off atop the iRacing pace car. He hits pit lane. Restart in the hands of Ryan Kuhn once again.
Green flag, green flag.
Great restart really by the top three. Kuhn, Atkins, and Miller all got away pretty clean. Ryan Kuhn continues to lead. He's put a half second on second place, Bill Miller. Miller now battling with Jonathan Atkins for that second spot. Atkins in the 17, Miller down low in that 34. Atkins has made pretty quick work of Bill Miller as he sets his sights on Ryan Kuhn. They both pitted about the same lap. In fact, they really did. It was lap 56 for Kuhn and Atkins, as well as everybody else all the way back to the 8th spot, Daniel Worthington. Sideline 81 says, "Come on, Russ." Stacey Hansen said the same thing. Who's Russ? Has he got a different name in iRacing? Because I don't see a Russ. Oh, there he is. Is it Russell Worth? Let me know if I'm right here, because it's the only Russ I'm seeing right now. Meanwhile, up at the front, Ryan Kuhn under pressure by the 17 of Jonathan Atkins. Just about to the halfway point, and Ryan Kuhn's got a mirror full of the 17. Oh, another newcomer to the chat. Brenda Montgomery helped me out with Russell Worth. Thank you very much. Jonathan Atkins looking to the high side, seeing if he can work a different line, get some momentum off turn 2 down the backstretch to make a move into 3. Don't think he's close enough to do it right now. Kuhn still leads. Atkins again running that ultra high line through 3 and 4. Couple of lap cars. Going to play a factor here in a moment for Ryan Kuhn. Jonathan Atkins there at a moment's notice to make a move if that opportunity presents itself. Unfortunately, it's going to hurt him. It looks like off turn number 2, he's going to tuck in behind Ryan. Picks up a bit of a draft off the 72, but nowhere to go with it. Into 3 and 4 they turn. Kuhn still has the lead. And just again, ladies and gentlemen, here is the ticker version of the overlay. As I said, I ran the tower for the first half of the race. I'm going to run the ticker for the last half. It certainly does open up the screen for everybody, but chime in the chat and let us know what you like best. Still a great battle going on for the lead here. Ryan Kuhn, Jonathan Atkins. Kuhn still has it, but it seems that Atkins might be faster. Not sure if Kuhn is just kind of saving his stuff a little bit here, and Jonathan's grabbed that second mode, this go mode. That number 17 is on the charge. Atkins once again running the high line off turn number 2. Turn number 4, that is. Just foreshadowing. Atkins running the high line off turn number 2. See, got it this time, right on the back bumper of Ryan Kuhn. Looking into turn number 3, still nothing doing for the 17. Atkins started third, runs second. He certainly wants first. Don't know if he's crossed the line as the leader yet this evening. Lap 79 goes on the board. Ryan Kuhn has led all but a handful. Battle ongoing for the lead. Meanwhile, Bill Miller in that third spot, watching it go down. Him and Jesse Hook starting to catch the leaders here. Fun fact, while this battle goes on, I know for certain that this race is not only being viewed in the U.S., but also has some viewers on the other side of the world in Australia. Yes, it is Monday. These guys are probably at work, but they're watching this race on their phones, on their tablets, on their desk computers. Either way, we are worldwide right now, so that is really cool to see. A good cause, Toys for Tots, big time thing going on here in the holidays, trying to get some gifts to the underprivileged kids. Don't always have those opportunities. Lap car in the wall off turn number 2, right in front of the leaders. They're going to sneak by on the inside. Kuhn and Atkins negotiating by, no problems there. Bill Miller is starting to become a factor into this battle for the lead. He's tucked in right behind Jonathan Atkins. Ryan Kuhn has increased that lead ever so slightly over Jonathan Atkins. I think Jonathan kind of realized he's just burning up his stuff, trying to get by. Definitely a lesson learned for later on this evening. If he does have to battle with the 72 for the race win later on, but no, he's back again. Great run off turn number 2, looking at the back bumper of Ryan Kuhn. He's going to roll it up the top side once again through 3 and 4. Ryan Kuhn goes down low, runs it off to the high side, through the dog leg, still has the lead, 2/10 the gap, 2 car lengths to Jonathan Atkins. Again, Bill Miller and Jesse Hook just kind of watching it all unfold. Maybe they can learn a thing or two from these two leaders, what lines they're running. They're both extremely different, one to the other, but both clearly fast. Jonathan Atkins right there every lap. Loses a little on the entry, runs the high side, carries a ton of drive off, catches the 72 down the straightaway, down to less than half a car. Again, rides the high side again through 3 and 4, but through all this, again, Bill Miller starting to catch these leaders. They back off, then they catch them, they back off, then they catch them. It's going to be a battle through the top 3, maybe even top 4 with Jesse Hook in no time at all. Sean Roberts back in that 5th spot. Haven't said much about Sean this afternoon. Sean's actually running 5th up 10 spots from his 15th starting position here this afternoon. Sean Robertson, that number 66 Mannheim Steamroller painted machine. Good run by the 66 so far this evening as we complete lap 86. Now on to 87. Ryan Kuhn still your leader. Second place, Jonathan Adkins. Third, Bill Miller. Long stretch of green flag here. We had a caution. We pit, I think it was lap 56, yellow flag pit stops. We went back to green. I think it was lap 58, 59. So pretty decent run so far under green. Lonestar Racing Toys for Tots charity race. Once again, Ryan Kuhn putting a gap on second place Adkins. That gap about 4 or 5 car lengths as they go through turns 1 and 2.
Caution, caution, caution.
And as soon as I start talking about a long green flag run, what do we have? A yellow. Keaton Burnett involved. Let's take a look. So Keaton Burnett in the 37 down on the apron. Coming back up on the track. As soon as he hits the banking, though, around it wants to go. Overcorrects. It seems to be a continuing trend here tonight with this Cup car. Does hold the brake, locks it down, but enough to bring out the yellow. Nice job by the 37, keeping it out of traffic. With that, we're going to take a short break. You know what? I'm going to leave the cameras up. Forget the commercials. You're going to look at turn 4 until I'm back. Back in a moment. Welcome back to Kansas Speedway, the Lonestar Racing Toys for Tots charity race. 92 laps in of 150. Ryan Kuhn has been dominant all night, but he has pit once again. New leader, Lonestar Racing's own Brandon Minnick. And that 5X Toys for Tots Ford Fusion, it looks like. Is it a Fusion? Oh, it's a Mustang. What am I talking about? It's the Gen 6 Cup car. Oops, wrong car. Either way, Brandon's no slouch. Is it Brandon up back now? It's either him or Wes Wiegand. It looks like it's going to be Brandon. Brandon's got the inside. Unless Wes Wiegand decided to take the restart up high. Someone was asked what number Russ is. Russell Worth. Here's Russell Worth, a number 77, red and white Toys for Tots Mustang. There's about 12 red and white Toys for Tots cars out here, but this one has a 77, and that is who you're talking about here, Russell Worth. Russell running in the 25th position. Field formed up 2 by 2, getting ready for the restart here. Lap 93 of 150. Brandon Minnick's going to take them down to green. Pace cars in the pits. Little wiggle from the 5 on the gas, though. Wheel spin from Brandon Minnick, but gets away. Looks like Tristan Sykes takes advantage on the restart, takes the second spot away from Wes Wiegand. 2 Fords lead the field, followed by a whole bunch of Chevrolets back to the 9th spot.
Caution's out.
We do have another wreck. Maybe Keaton Burnett. Let's take a look at it, see what we can see. Wreck already in progress, the 37. Let's back it up here. Yeah, we're going to rewind it. I hate doing that, but for some reason it's been having a hard time picking up the wreck before it is already half over with. See the 37 entering turn 3. Oh, there it is. Right in front of him here. Big impact right in the driver door, that Toyota Camry. Just talking about Russell Worth. That number 77. Nope. It was a different paint job entirely. John Timms, maybe? Yep, John Timms. All right, so we'll back this way up, take a peek at it. Hard impact by this machine. Slow it down. This is into turn 3. John Timms just gets real loose on entry. Overcorrects and hard impact safer barrier. Nowhere to go for the 37. That's all she wrote. .53 laps to go here at Kansas Speedway. Side lane 81. Who are you talking about? Which guy? Questioning. Is he still in the race? Russell definitely is. Russell Worth. There's a couple of 77 cars out here tonight. I'm assuming that's who you're talking about. The 77 of Russell Worth. That's who we're looking at right here. But the 77 of... I already forgot. It was John Timms and who else that crashed? Keaton Burnett, John Timms. Yeah. All right, glad you guys got it worked out. Interactive broadcasting. You chat, I'll do my best to answer and give you what you need. Don't get that with Fox or NBC, nothing. You don't get that at all. Maybe if you tweet, that's going to be post-race. You might get an answer if you're lucky. Pace car's in the pits. Brandon Minnick's in the gas.
Green flag.
5X Toys for Tots machine is underway. Green flag in the air. Tristan Sykes, the 99, he runs second. Ryan Kuhn up to third. Keep an eye on that number 72. He's been lights out most of the evening. Got some serious horsepower under the hood of that Chevrolet Camaro. Looking to the inside of Tristan Sykes off turn number 2. Jonathan Arm cheering on Brandon Minnick. Ryan Kuhn up to second, though. Brandon's in trouble. Ryan Kuhn looking to the outside at start-finish. Minnick's going to lead that lap. I don't know about the next one. Ryan Kuhn looking around the 5X into turn number 1. Moves Ryan Kuhn back to the front. Bill Miller also around the 5 of Minnick. Can he clear him off turn number 2? Yes, he can. Bill Miller to second spot. Minnick to third. Also in trouble, Jonathan Atkins putting the pressure on the 5 as well. He's also around up to third. Move Minnick back to fourth. And some familiar faces very quickly back to the front of the field at lap 101 here at Kansas Speedway. These guys came out of a cannon, out of nowhere. .48 laps to go here in the Lonestar Racing Toys for Tots charity race. Things settling down up at the front for the 4 spot. James Ray just takes it away from Jesse Hook. Jesse taking a look to the inside to maybe take it back. Nothing doing this time through. Battle for second. James Ray wants it. Bill Ray had it. No more. Now the battle for Bill Ray. James Ray has it. Jonathan Atkins now to third. Bill Miller had it. Now he's back to the fourth spot. An aggressive move by the 00. Gets him up to the second spot, but Jonathan Atkins looking to his inside. Now Jonathan Atkins working around, trying to take that second place away. Nothing doing off turn 2. Thought he had him, but the 00 battles back on the outside. Atkins once again going to that familiar high lane. He's been running it most of the evening. It's paid off for him. He managed to stay right on the back bumper of Ryan Cood in doing so. See if he can use the momentum of that line to get by the 00 of James Ray. Back to the inside goes the 17. Jonathan Atkins clears the 00 of James Ray. Move the 17 of Atkins up to the second spot in behind Kuhn once again. I don't know if anybody has anything for this 72 of Ryan Kuhn so far tonight. He's been almost unstoppable, led all but a few laps this evening, even including off-cycle pit stops. We've got 107 laps in. I'd be willing to bet the laps he has not led is 10 or less. I've yet to see anybody make a pass around the 72 under green flag conditions thus far. Only one even really close so far this evening has been that number 17 of Jonathan Atkins. Once again, though, James Ray battling back on the outside. James not willing to relinquish that second spot, making another charge to take it back from Jonathan Atkins. James Ray side by side. He's going to run into some lap traffic up in that high lane while Bill Miller is taking a look too. Hey, I want a part of the action as well. Big cluster, two-car cluster of lap machines in the way down the backstretch. Going to play a part here into turns 3 and 4. Side by side, Miller down low. The 00 up high. I don't know if they made contact off of 4, but they get away clean. Jesse Hook now coming into the picture in behind the 34 of Miller. Top 5 single file into turns 3 and 4. 40 laps to go here at Kansas Speedway. James Ray in the third spot. Atkins second. Kuhn still up front. Yellow flag out. Jesse Horath is involved. Screen is not lighting up with any more red, so that's a plus. Let's see what happened to Jesse. Looks like Jesse just catches the wall off turn 2. Not sure who that was behind him, but real close quarters there to avoid. But here comes the 12. Again, got to hold the brake as soon as that car starts to pitch to the right. He does a good job in doing so, keeps the car on the apron off the banking, but stops on track. I think that's what draws the yellow. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we'll be back after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Kansas Speedway. Lonestar Racing Toys for Tots charity race. Under our 11th caution of the evening. Ryan Kuhn continues to lead. Again, Ryan has led just about every lap of this race. I know there's been a couple of pit cycles where he did restart maybe in the 5th or 6th spot. The first time it was maybe 2 laps before he was back out front. It wasn't long this time either. Ryan Kuhn running his race, but it's in a completely different zip code compared to the rest of these guys. Not knocking anybody else, but Ryan Kuhn has just got something better, something else that's above and beyond the rest. I just can't figure it out. Only one really to put on a challenge is the 17 of Atkins, Jonathan Atkins. Both these guys running very different lines. Atkins tends to seem to want to run that Larson line up high and Kuhn down low. .35 to go here at Kansas Speedway. We're going to have to see what it's going to come down to. Does Jonathan Atkins have anything for Kuhn? Will Atkins use the bumper, I guess, is the question. He certainly has what it takes to stay with the 72. He just hasn't been able to run enough momentum, make the pass, and clear Ryan Kuhn. I know guys don't want to wreck a guy to win a race, but it is for charity after all. It is about the show. If anybody wants to feed a message over to Jonathan Atkins, even though I did pick Ryan Kuhn to win, there's no real money on the line for it, so somebody get in Atkins' ear and say, hey man, if you got to use the bumper, it is what it is. That's just my thought. Makes for a good broadcast, but I don't know. Pace car's about ready to leave the racing surface. It does so just now. Restart's going to be on Ryan Kuhn. Ryan's in the gas to his outside. Atkins right with him. Great restart by our top two for sure. Side by side at the line. 72 of Kuhn by a nose. Into turn one. I heard somebody crinkling up fenders in the back, but I guess they got away with it because we stay green off of turn number 2. Ryan Kuhn, Jonathan Atkins, Bill Miller, James Ray, Jesse Hook, top 5. Some other notables through the field. Daniel Worthington running 8th. Justin Johnson back up to 9th. Bo Ledbetter, after his early race issues, is 13th. Chris Goins, 15th. Tristan Sykes, 16th. Brandon Minnick back to 17th. "23 cars still on the lead lap here at Kansas Speedway. With all the carnage we've had here this evening, it's a pretty good number to still have that many in contention. Of course, it might be for 3rd spot. These top 2 seem almost unbeatable here at Kansas. Ryan Kuhn putting on a clinic, and Jonathan Atkins showing everybody else how to run 2nd. Bill Miller in the wall off turn 2. Everybody avoids, but he's going to lose the 3rd spot. James Ray takes it over, and he's also got Jesse Hook to his inside. The exception is some minor damage to the right side. Bill Miller looks like he's gotten away with that one. Might lose a little side force on that machine, but still running in the 5th position. Challenging back around Jesse Hook for 4th. Not quite yet. Jesse has the preferred inside line, at least this time by. Well, the 66 of Sean Roberts is going to get involved. Oh, he gets loose. How he did not come around, I will never know. What a save by the 66. He's not happy about it. Keeps it going. Not sure if he had help there, but man, that was close. Hell of a save by the 66 of Sean Roberts. Back up front, Ryan Kuhn still leads, of course. Jonathan Atkins in 2nd, hot on the tire tracks of that 72 Everett Auto Parts machine. Top 3 remotely broken away, Kuhn, Atkins, and Ray. Ray about a half second off of Atkins. Meanwhile, Chris Watkins at number 21, he's moved up into the 4th position, and Jesse Hook is in 5th. And would you look at that, Brandon Minnick has made a charge. He is now up into the 5th spot. Brandon Minnick was outside the top 10 at this last restart. Must have some new tires on that machine. 26 laps to go. He's going to try and run this to the end. Let's try to take a look at the last pits here. Lap 90 for 1st and 2nd. Chris Watkins pitted lap 112. James Ray lap 90. And of course, Brandon Minnick in lap 112. Everybody else is 90, 90, 96, 90, 90, and then the next 112 is the 13th running Tristan Sykes. Tire strategy may come into play here. 26 laps to go at Kansas. Ryan Kuhn's best lap this afternoon, a 30.62. Last time was a 31.71. Brandon Minnick, on the other hand, quickest time was a 30.79. His last lap, a 31.32. So about 0.4 of a second quicker than the leader right now. If he can make this work, get back up in the front, maybe make a pass, as we see Chris Watkins doing. Again, Chris Watkins on fresh tires. Putting a challenge on the leader, leads that lap. Ryan Kuhn in trouble here. 22 lap older tires compared to these guys. Kuhn doing a good job battling back. Has changed his line, running up on the high side. Going to carry some momentum down the straightaway. Might be able to repass Watkins into 3. It's right there on the back bumper of the 21.
Caution sound.
And we have a caution. So it's decision time.
Radio just a few minutes ago.
Sean Roberts and Travis Beertzer crash. Let's take a look at that, and then we'll talk strategy. Looks like Roberts in the 66. Not saving that one, unfortunately. Not sure if that was net code, but 3 cars involved. 4 cars involved. Man, big impact by the 9 there. Changes things up. Let's take a look up front, see what these guys do. The question is, did Ryan Kuhn take his last set of tires on lap 90? I can't imagine that he did. A lot of these guys try to nurse the tires the longest they can, make them go, try and save a set for a late caution like we have here. 24 laps to go at Kansas, and we're not going green yet. There we see Ryan Kuhn, Jonathan Atkins both peeling off the track. Have to see if the 72 changes tires. Again, Ryan Kuhn started on pole tonight, been dominant most of the evening. 23 laps to go. We have a yellow. They're in the pits. Let's see if that car goes up on jacks. Into a stall. Right side's in the air, so definitely right side tires for the 72 of Ryan Kuhn. Sunoco Racing Fuel going in that machine. Crew around to the left side, it goes in the air. 4 tires and fuel for Ryan Kuhn. He's down and away, as well as Atkins. Jonathan Atkins appeared to have the same thing. 4 tires and gas for the 17. Going to be fun to watch these two work their way through the field. I think we're going to get a restart with about 21 to go. Isn't enough time to work their way back to the front. Things just got interesting. Well, Jonathan Arnn saying Brandon just dropped the hammer. He certainly did, but man, brand new Goodyear Racing Eagles underneath the race car makes a world of difference. And unfortunately for Chris Watkins and Brandon Minnick, they pit lap 112 and got those fresh feel goods. However, Ryan Kuhn and Jonathan Atkins, who've kind of been the class of the field all evening long, they pitted lap 127. So there's a pretty big gap between those guys. And they're really the first guys out on those fresh tires. Everybody else to pit with them exited pit lane after they did. So Ryan Kuhn 6th, Jonathan Atkins 7th. Not a whole lot of real estate to cover to get those guys back up front. It's going to be fun to watch if they can keep those cars in the wind and out of trouble. And have a heck of a finish here at Kansas Speedway, the Lonestar Racing Toys for Tots charity race. 22 laps to go. Let's give a call to Dakota Shepard real quick. We haven't talked too much about Dakota. Dakota's in the 4th spot in that number 101 Shepard Motorsports machine. That Chevy Camaro looking pretty good. Fancy paint on that machine. Kind of looks like something you'd see on a dirt track, honestly. I mean, I like it. It's different. But Dakota started in the 30th position. He's up 26 spots, running in 4th. 21 laps to go. We're going to go green here shortly. Has an opportunity for at least a top 10 finish. Definitely a good opportunity for a good finish here this evening for Dakota Shepherd. So good job for Dakota. Pace car lights are off. We're going to get the restart with 20 laps to go. See Kuhn in row 3, outside lane. Atkins row 4 on the inside. Pace car's in the pit lane. Green flag in the air. Watkins gets away. Minnick down low to chase him down the apron. Not sure if the rules are intact with that as far as changing lanes before start finish, but we'll let it slide. Ryan Kuhn already looking for the third spot, the outside of the 99 of Tristan Sykes. He's got the position 3 wide. Ryan Kuhn up the gut, in behind Brandon Minnick, now crosses over down low. Move Ryan Kuhn to the second position into turn number 1, 19 laps to go. Correction, that is for the lead. Brandon Minnick had it. Ryan Kuhn's got it. Move Brandon Minnick in that 5X back to second spot. Trouble off the backstretch.
Caution, caution.
The 18 involved, Jesse Hook. The 17 of Atkins, he's involved in it. I don't think Atkins has used a fast repair yet, but he's off and running. At least the car's moving. Let's go back and take a look. Again, the 17 down low. Off turn number 2, 3 wide. Yeah, a little bit of net code. The middle machine there, I think it was Tristan, slides up. Seemingly makes contact. Did not appear hard impact by the 17. Let's look at it with Jesse Hook here. Jesse Hook, sorry. Here's the 18. Yeah, once again, you see the 18 slide up. This is 2 separate incidents, really. And as soon as I say that, Jesse Hook comes down and collects the 101. Dakota getting involved. I hate to say it, but that broadcaster's curse. Let's see if he got any of that. Definitely was involved, but let's go back. Yeah, we'll do the rewind thing. Seemingly a lot of net code here tonight. So let's take a look at it. Quarter speed off turn 2. The 101 of Dakota Shepherd. Jesse Hook just nails him in the right door. Great job by Dakota keeping the thing straight. Staying with it. He's also got to deal with the 17 spinning in front of him. Straightens it out and gets back on the track. Really a great piece of driving by Dakota Shepherd. Moves him back to the 20th spot here. That right front doesn't look great. Seems like that may have taken the brunt of the impact. But if he's got a fast repair left, let's hope he has one. Let's hope he can use it. Get him back in this race because he had a great run going. So, Jonathan Atkins leaving pit lane with a clean race car. Fast repair used. Brand new car on the track, basically, okay? It's like going to get the backup that's already ready to go. Okay, tires aren't very old. They only ran a couple of laps. Okay, Atkins is going to restart, I think, in the 18th position. 17 to go right now, okay? Pace car lights are still on. Let's see if he shuts them off at the line. Going to click 16 to go this time by. Looks like we're going to go one more lap before we form up. So we're probably going to get the restart with 14 laps to go. Jonathan Atkins again, the 17 machine. Seemingly the only guy that had anything for the 72 here tonight. Ryan Kuhn, as I said, in his own zip code. But I don't think second is secure. I honestly think Jonathan Atkins has the opportunity and the ability to get back through this field if it stays clean and green the rest of the way. I think that number 17 has at least a second place finish waiting for him. Again, if you can get there with enough time, maybe you can get to the back bumper of the 72 of Ryan Kuhn and make it interesting. We'll see what happens. Brandon Minnick looking pretty strong, though. Played some pit strategy late. It almost seemed like it was going to work out for him. If we went green the rest of the way, this could have been his running in the second position right now. Fortunately, we did get another caution not too long after. I think with 25 to go, allowed the leaders that hadn't pit, Kuhn and Adkins in particular, to go in and get that last set of tires. So there it is, 15 to go. Lights are off on the pace car. We're going to get the restart with 14 laps remaining. Field forming up. Double file for the restart. Again, Jonathan Adkins is going to restart, I think, at 18th spot on the high side. Probably a preferred spot for the 17. That's where he's been kind of running most of the afternoon, most of the evening. Getting some excellent runs off on corner exit, down the straightaways, kind of making his lap time on momentum rather than in the mid-corner. Certainly going to be fun to watch here with 14 and a half laps left. Again, everybody, thank you all for joining in. I got 18 viewers showing up right now in the chat. That's awesome. Lots of interaction from you guys. Appreciate that a ton. All for a good cause here. Toys for Tots. About to see a pretty good race come to an end here, but 14 laps to go at the line. Pace cars down. Ryan Kuhn in the gas. Gets the jump on the 5 of Minnick. Brandon just wanted to tuck into that wake. Keeps it up on the track, though. Kuhn goes down to the apron. Minnick wanted to be set up for the corner, but to his outside is James Ray. Ray does have a little bit fresher tires than Brandon Minnick as well, so move that 00 up to second. Maybe not yet. Not quite clear of the 5. It's letting Ryan Kuhn get away, though. Ryan Kuhn out to a half-second advantage while Minnick and Ray continue to battle for the second spot. To his outside. Oh, real big slide through turns 2. Do they get off the corner without wrecking? We stay under green. Incredible driving. I didn't even catch who it was. I don't know if it was the 66 again, but while it happened, James Ray has cleared Brandon Minnick, and Minnick is under attack from Sean Roberts as well. Jonathan Adkins up 7 spots already to the 11th position. At number 17 working through traffic. He's got another spot up to 10th with 12 to go. And we've got trouble. Adkins involved.
Caution. Sorry, caution.
The 99 of Tristan Sykes on his lid and in trouble off turn number 2. This might do it for the 17. Not sure how much damage he received. Let's take a look if we can find him on the board here. Yeah, no hood. He's in trouble. Unfortunately, this is probably going to do it for Adkins. The 17 tore up pretty good. Right front towed in pretty bad. Let's go back and see what we can see here on the Silver Duck instant replay. Just something he couldn't miss. Not sure if that was Miller involved in that. Yeah, that was Bill Miller. Let's look at it one more time here. Bill Miller trying to make the pass. Gets into the left rear of Tristan Sykes, sends him up the track, and just collects the 17 of Adkins. And Jesse Hook collects the 99. Yeah, a lot of these guys got to work on getting out of the gas when the yellow comes out. Well, either way, anything can happen. 17 of Adkins was one of the strongest cars here tonight, and he is pretty much out of it no chance of a win here tonight, but Brandon Minnick is in the pit lane. Looks like Minnick's got tires. 10 laps to go. Brandon Minnick in the pit lane. I didn't catch if it was just left sides, but no, 15.5 seconds in the pit lane. That was a set of 4 fresh Goodyears with 10 to go. Let's see what kind of finish Brandon Minnick can pull out of his hat. Well, that changes everything. See Atkins in the pits. He burned that fast repair the last time by. Lengthy repairs for the 17. He may be done for the night. That is how the cookie crumbles, my friends. Just goes to show you that it's not all how good you are in a race car or even in a sim. It certainly does help to be good, but luck does play a factor. Staying out of the BS, so to speak, somebody else's mess. All comes down to it. Not giving Ryan Kuhn the trophy just yet. He's still got 9 laps to run, and anything can certainly happen. Kuhn and James Ray on equal footing as far as tires are concerned. Sean Roberts, he's got 1 lap older tires. Keep an eye on Brandon Minnick and Bill Miller. They pit lap 140 with 10 to go. 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles. Going to get the restart with 7 to go. It's going to be awful interesting to see how much ground Minnick and Miller can gain with just 7 laps to go once we go back under green. And if we stay green, that's going to be key. At this point, we don't need another yellow. They've burned up all the tires that they've got left in the pits. They need this thing to run to the end to gain as many positions as possible. Minnick and Miller have shown to be quick regardless of who they're up against, but the fact that they're on fresh tires is going to make a pretty big difference here. I think a 15-lap advantage on tires over most of the field, a little more, a little less, depending on who you compare them against, but you see Tanner Vandenhoevel, oh my gosh, I can't say it. He pit on lap 90, so I don't know if he just accidentally burned tires up too early or if he's really hoping we get another caution. I think now would have been the time, but I don't know. It's decision time. Coming to 7 to go. Lights are off on the pace car, going green. Pace car drops off. Ryan Kuhn goes. James Ray does too. Good restart for the top 2. Kuhn takes that apron line on every restart. Might be something to that. Right on the back bumper of Kuhn is James Ray. Off turn number 2. Down the backstretch they go. Ryan takes a low lane, tries to break up the draft from James Ray. Doesn't do too much, but does gain a little bit of a gap. We're down to a car length through turns 3 and 4. Minnick and Miller up to 16th and 17th. 6 laps to go. Brandon Minnick back in the thick of it, up to the 14th spot. 2 more cars this lap. 5 laps to go for the 5X. Move Brandon Minnick to 12th.
Caution's out.
And unfortunately, another yellow. Maybe Carlos Ramos involved. The 90 of Carlos Ramos through the grass. Let's back it up a little further. I'm not sure that was really enough to throw a yellow. The times that iRacing doesn't throw the caution versus the times... Oh, okay, we got more than one car involved. All right. So the 90 of Ramos off the corner. I can't tell who that is down below, but looks like Ramos may have blown a right front. Just slides right up the track. That's Justin Johnson in the 10. So Ramos gets crossed up through the grass. Let's see how Justin goes back on. He seems pretty straight and narrow coming back to the track. Relatively minor incident here late in the race. Oh, there it is. I caught it right at the end. There was more to it than that. Uh-oh. I just confused my overlays. All right, so backing it up a little further, there was another car involved. It might have been Bill Miller. Yep, looks like Miller. So we'll look at Bill Miller here. Number 34, the blue, light blue machine down low. See if we can get a better look from the blimp. Comes up just enough into the 77 of Russell Worth. Wasn't clear. 77 had a nose in. This late in the race, never lift. Fortunately, it did not work out for Miller. Miller really should have lifted himself there. He's on fresher tires. Wasn't going to lose a whole lot by backing out. He would have had the position probably on the exit of the corner. Ryan Kuhn continues to lead. 3 laps to go. I think this is going to push us into overtime. Brandon Minnick has gotten up to the 12th spot since the restart. We'll have to see if he can get that 5X machine into the top 10 before it's all said and done. Again, Bill Miller, who did pit 4 tires late, 10 to go in that caution, involved in this most recent event. Brandon Minnick with the freshest tires on the track, but I just don't think he's got enough laps left. Not sure how many attempts at a green-white checker we have here tonight. If the caution keeps coming out, if we got 3 or unlimited attempts, I mean, yeah, maybe there's a chance he gets back up there, but time will tell. 15th caution of the evening. Also want to take a look here at Bo Ledbetter. Bo started outside pole here tonight. Was involved in a crash. I think it was lap 2 or 3. Got hit in the left rear. Beat up the car pretty good. He's back up into the top 5. Bo in that number 78 Grinch machine. That's a really cool looking paint job. Pretty nice spec map on it. Some chrome colors in there, really neat paint, but congratulations to him for at least even battling back. A lot of guys would have just parked it, done the whole rage quit thing, but here he is running top 5 after getting repairs to that number 78 machine. Lights are off atop the iRacing pace car. We will get the green flag this time by green, white checker. Ryan Kuhn in the gas early, gets a great restart over James Ray. Sean Roberts in there. He's up 12 spots from where he started, running in the 4th position now. Loses 3rd on the restart. 2 to go. Brandon Minnick up to the 10th spot. He's got the top 10 secured, and we do have another yellow. So we have another green, white checker attempt. I don't see any incidents on track at all. I don't know what this yellow is for. Urias left the pits. Was backing up down the pit lane. I'm really not sure if that would have caused a yellow or not. Let's see if I got anything here. It's, unfortunately for Emily, it's pointing to her as the reason for the yellow. Emily involved in a crash very early on, multiple laps down. Not sure what she's trying to achieve right here. Well, Brandon Minnick up a couple of spots on that restart, up to the 10th position. We talked about multiple attempts at a green-white checker. Here we are. We're going to get our second try at it. Ryan Kuhn just counting the laps like, hey, man, can this thing be over already? He wants that trophy. He wants it now. It's like the meatloaf. Ryan Kuhn, a dominant performance here this evening. Put on a clinic in how to win a race. Just straight out dominate. Good strategy, good driving, good lap times, really across the board. He's got every box checked. 17 of Adkins. He was really the only challenger for quite a while, but involved in some issues. Caught up mid-pack with a couple of incidents he really couldn't do anything about. But again, Ryan Kuhn out front. 3 laps to go. James Ray, Sean Roberts, Bo Ledbetter. Bo up to the 4th spot now. Bo is no slouch. There's a chance we could see Bo contend for this position. This Ryan Kuhn, who does still lead. Bo Ledbetter has some potential to spoil this for the 72 of Ryan Kuhn. No guarantees, of course. There is some damage to that machine still. Definitely still some talent behind the wheel, though. Car looks relatively clean. A little bit of an issue on the right front. You see a gap in the hood between the right front fender. Stacy, if it's blurry, double check your quality settings. Sometimes it will automatically adjust it against your will. It does it to me all the time. Yeah, I'm still pulling in high def on my phone, and that's just off of the Verizon tower. I'm not on the Wi-Fi, so double check your quality settings. Lights are off on the pace car. We're going to try it one more time. I think we've got at least 3. If we've got 2, we've got to have 3. Can't imagine we have unlimited, but either way. Coming to green, we're going to get the green flag, and then we're going to go around and we're going to get the white flag. And if the leaders take the white, that will be the last flag you see before the checkered, regardless of what happens behind the 72. Pace car is off. Kuhn is down and away.
Flag.
James Ray again ducks down below the 72, changes lanes before the start finish. Must not be a rule in this particular race. Ryan Kuhn, James Ray, Sean Roberts, Bo Ledbetter in the 4th position. Bo looking to the outside. James Ray looking to the outside, making a move on Ryan Kuhn. Nothing doing into 3 and 4. Coming to the white flag. Ryan Kuhn off turn number 4 through the dog leg, sees the white flag. 1 lap to go here from Kansas Speedway. Brandon Minnick up to the 8th spot, secured the top 10 if he can bring it home. Minnick now 7th. Leaders off turn number 2, down the backstretch for the final time. Into turn number 3 goes Ryan Kuhn. Ryan put on a dominant performance from P1 from the drop of the green flag. He's off turn 4, sees the checkered flag, and he wins the Lonestar Racing Toys for Tots charity race. 2nd place is James Ray. Sean Roberts, a great finish for the 66. He finishes 3rd. Bo Ledbetter battled all evening long to finish 4th, brings home a top 5, and Chris Watkins in the 5th spot. Brandon Minnick put on a late race clinic to move that number 5X machine up to the 6th position. Congratulations to Brandon. A great run late. Just didn't have enough time to get up with those leaders. just realized my mic is muted through that whole thing. But hey, I'm not interviewing anybody. So, talking about Dakota Shepard in the 14th spot, up 16 positions, backing up to Jason Harrison, though, finishes 13th. It's a 19-position jump from where he qualified. A great run tonight for Jason Harrison, something to be proud of. 13th, definitely nothing to be disappointed with, especially considering where he qualified. Down to the 15th finishing position, Carlos Ramos. 16th was Russell Worth. 17th was Jesse Redding. 18th was Dave Lopresti. 19th, Kevin Blue. Justin Johnson was 20th. 21st was Jonathan Atkins. A good run tonight, all night long by Jonathan. Probably the only car out here, maybe him and Bo Ledbetter, that had anything for Ryan Kuhn. Didn't get the opportunity to try and make it happen as he got caught up in somebody else's problem. Jonathan Atkins brings home that 17 in the 21st spot. Bill Miller was 22nd. 23rd was Alan Slate. 24th, Chris Elliott. 25th, Jesse Horath. Mike Fahey, 26th. Started 6th. So that's a tough break for Mike Fahey. Had a strong car. Got caught up in a couple of incidents that he didn't have any part of, but damaged the car, and 26th position is what he has to show for it, unfortunately, for this evening. Jesse Hook, same thing, was up in that top 5 most of the evening, yet shows 36. Ran the 18 machine this evening. Was up in the top 5, but brings it home 27th, also after a crash. 28th, Tristan Sykes. 29th, Britt Osborne. 30th, Travis Beertzer. 31st, Adam Flieger. 32nd was Charlie McCarty. 33rd, John Timms. 34th was Drew Prohl. 35th, Stephen Cooper. 36th, Dean Meitzler. 37th, Dustin Price. 38th was Chris Davis. 39th was Keenan Cooper. And Emily Urias was last in the 40th position in that 31/8 machine. So just to recap, my mic was, of course, muted for the first 15. Ryan Kuhn, your winner. James Ray was second. Sean Roberts up 12 spots from where he qualified, finishes third. Fourth, Bo Ledbetter. A great battle back scenario for Bo Ledbetter. Crashed early on in the race, burned that fast repair, worked his way back up through the field for a top 5. Chris Watkins was 5th. Brandon Minnick, great late run for Brandon Minnick. Pit for tires, worked that to his advantage, plus a couple of extra green-white checker finishes, got him up to the 6th position after restarting, I think it was 16th spot. So past 10 cars in about 10 laps to bring it home into 6th position. Craig Lewis was 7th, 8th Wes Wiegand. Daniel Worthington up 14 spots, finishes 9th. 10th was Keaton Purnett. Keaton started 10th, so didn't gain, didn't lose, but hey, that's a good day. Top 10 finish nonetheless. Chris Goins 11th. Tanner Vanden Heuvel 12th. Jason Harrison 13th. Dakota Shepard again 14th. Had a great run. Cohen was running top 6 late in the race. Got involved in a crash. Still brings it home. 14th. Started 30th. Good run for Dakota Shepard. So that's going to about wrap it up for me. This is Steve Singer with Howler Boys Racing TV. Thank you very much for joining us. Again, we are the secondary broadcast tonight. We just wanted to be part of this event this evening. It's an important thing. I mean, Toys for Tots. I mean, how is that ever a bad thing? We, again, had a lot of sponsors involved here. Turpin and Associates Insurance, they came on board to help sponsor tonight's event. Pressure Works, of course. Nueve Designs. Again, graphic design. They can do iRacing paints, and I'm sure a myriad of other different graphic design tasks. Merciless Pros. LSR Gaming X, that's their Twitch channel. But again, LSR is the primary league involved in putting this race on. So if you're interested in joining their league, look up the LSR series. Joe Sixpack Podcast. Whiplash Media. Now, Whiplash Media is Howler Boys Racing TV's one of their sponsors that provides custom cameras for many of the races that we broadcast. Not all, but there are a select few that they do help us out to give us a little bit different view of the race, of the racing surface, the in-car cameras, the actual racetrack cameras outside, above and beyond what iRacing can provide. So if you're in need of custom camera work for your stream, check out Whiplash Media on Facebook and they'll get you taken care of. And again, I also want to thank Silver Duck 1212 TTV. They were the biggest primary sponsor in tonight's event, really putting forth, I'll be quite honest with you, a lot of money towards this event. It's to a good cause. Again, Toys for Tots, you can't go wrong. I mean, it's a good time of year. It's the holidays. Help unfortunate families, take care of their kids as far as the gifts giving is concerned. Even if they only get the 1 or 2 gifts, it's not the perfect thing, but kids get it. You know, it's the season of giving, and that's what these guys are doing here. These sponsors were certainly helping out and very gracious with their efforts and donations, and it's much appreciated across the board, from my end, from the league's end, and certainly from the Toys for Tots end. So thank you again to Silver Duck. That's going to about do it. Congratulations to Ryan Kuhn putting on a clinic here tonight. I'm Steve Singer for Holler Boys Racing TV. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you at the next one.